Not the best way to start a video, falling on your face. I am super excited today because, like a lot of you, for the past couple months, I've been asking myself the question, when can I do photography again? And the answer is now. I'm gonna leave the house with my tripod and my camera on a photography excursion. Okay, I'm out, tripod is on. Here in the UK, up until Wednesday, it has been against the rules to do what I'm doing, which is going out and standing in a location and shooting photos. I think probably you could just go out on your daily exercise and take photos as you were doing exercise, but you couldn't go and like set up a tripod and sit and wait for light and stuff like that. So I haven't done this in 2 months. And even now, the rules aren't exactly crystal clear. There hasn't been a whole lot of clarity. I think Boris Johnson's wedding vows probably went to have and to hold, if you can. I will always be loyal, where totally possible, and through sickness and health, if I can. But I think it is clear now that I can go out and shoot photos by myself. As long as I'm social distancing, I think that's totally fine. So that's exactly what we're doing. Jodi's parents' place is a couple blocks from the seafront, so that's where we're going. Okay, I have basically made it to the seafront. It's just on the other side of this wall. Basically, the rules here in the UK before Wednesday were that you could only leave your property to go do exercise once a day. You weren't allowed to loiter, essentially. You weren't allowed to sunbathe, have a picnic, or just like sit on a bench outside. You couldn't do that. You had to go outside for exercise. As of Wednesday, which was 2 days ago, you can now go outside as many times a day as you want. You're allowed to go outside and enjoy nature. You're allowed to go out and have a picnic or go lay on the beach if you want, as long as you social distance. In fact, you can even go out and do that with a friend if you want. So for example, if Thomas Heaton and myself wanted to get together and do a photo shoot, we could go out and shoot something as long as we kept 2 meters apart. So yeah, things have changed.
Stars overhead turn my head and I caught you by eye for the first time.
Sun in my eyes. If only I had something, yeah. A lot of people have said that I actually probably could have gone out and shot photography even during lockdown, because the rule that was put in place was that you had to work from home if you could, but you can't exactly do travel photography or landscape photography from home. You know, journalists were still out making, TV shows. They were doing it, responsibly and social distancing through it all. And I actually do know a couple landscape photographers who did go out and shoot photos throughout lockdown. They were driving close to where they were, keeping social distance, and I honestly think that they were within the guidelines to do that. I didn't do that because I wanted to set a good example. I didn't feel like I needed to do that, and I felt like if you didn't need to work, you probably shouldn't. So I was trying to be responsible, but that's kind of done now. Now it's time to make some pictures.
To serve, look no further, I've finally found something to hold.
So I had a photography plan, but I forgot to check the tides. I feel like I've just totally forgotten how to do this photography thing. At low tide and mid tide, these posts all stick out of the water here, and they look really cool with long exposure photos, but it's pretty close to high tide right now, actually, so I'm not sure that's gonna happen. Plan B, there's this really cool looking church back this way, and I think if I get far enough down the beach that way, the lines of the seawall will lead straight to it. At least that's what I'm hoping happens.
I couldn't believe it, I couldn't see it for someone to see me like you. Doing over and over anew.
No, I think I was wrong. The church kind of gets blocked by whatever the building is at the bottom, and it doesn't bend right. I think honestly too, I'm here on the wrong day. The weather has been really windy the past couple of days and we had some crazy seas. But right now the sea's almost too calm for any drama.
Hitting walls, fading hope. Sometimes it feels you can't cope. No one's there inside. An endless road on a slope, holding on to the thinnest.
So I've come a little bit farther down the beach, and actually I think it might work. I do wish the seas were rougher, but I found these like stakes in the sea I was talking about. I found a pretty decent line through them towards the church. But the problem is, some clouds have shown up behind me, and they're blocking the sunlight from hitting the church. Ideally what I want is I want like the last bit of sunlight to come through the horizon, through a break in the clouds, light up the scene, light up the sky, and perfection. But that's gonna take at least 45 minutes because that's when sunset is. But to be honest, for me, photography really has never been about the photo. It's always been about these moments, sitting here, waiting, relaxing, just enjoying nature, enjoying being outdoors. So I don't even care if I get a photo, to be honest. I'm just happy to be outside. I'm like over the moon right now. This feels so good. It's like I've been missing my therapist for the past 60 days and I've got it back. I just instantly feel better.
But we all get it right. At the end of it all, we can climb from the fallout to every blaze. We can shine out like fools, we can shatter the rules, no, don't run away. And when it all falls apart and no one's on your side, hold on to love, hold on to love. When the time has come.
I'm really embarrassed right now because I just did something super stupid. I had a spot on my sensor on my R, and for some reason in my head I thought it was a good idea to try to blow the spot off the sensor with my mouth. And now I spit all over my sensor. And luckily I have both of my cameras because you can see on the video there's like okay, I'm filming this with a dirty sensor because I need to be punished for my failures. And because my GoPro died. I've got my shot set up here. It's really a simple photo. I've got the 70-200 on, a 3-stop ND, but that's really not necessary. And it's just kind of using the curves of the beach leading towards the church. The church still isn't lit up, but I'm hoping when the sun comes down, it will. The problem I'm having is one that I didn't really expect to have happen, but kind of makes sense, and that's that there's a lot of people at the beach, and there's people just getting in my frame. And it's so strange because I think everybody's kind of like me. They're just happy to be outside enjoying nature. They've just got their feet on the edge of the beach, just staring out at nature, enjoying it. And honestly, I have no problem with that. I have no complaints. I'm just happy to be out with my camera. I'm so sorry about the dirty sensor. This is like the most embarrassed I've ever been filming a video. I'm just terrible at things right now. It's gonna take some practice. The sun's coming through a little bit, as you might be able to see on my face. And I'm using a telephoto for this scene, not because this was my plan, but because you can see the sky up here doesn't have a whole lot going on. So compressing the scene down means that you've got the drama in the sky and it gives the illusion that it's a dramatic sky. Yeah, I don't know if the sun's actually hitting it or not, but I'm definitely gonna have to focus stack this because I'm shooting telephoto with elements in the foreground. I'm shooting at about 110 millimeters at f/16, and I'm gonna focus once on the foreground, once on the midground, and then back on the church. And hopefully that works. I spit on my sensor, my GoPro died. I don't think I got a great photo, and still that might have been the most fun I've ever had taking photos. Or maybe not the most fun, but definitely the most emotional. I don't know, it was just like sitting out, taking pictures. It was only 60 days, and I know that sounds stupid to most of you, but photography and travel and getting out has always kind of been my therapy. So to say I've been going crazy is an exaggeration. To say that I've been struggling is not an exaggeration. I've literally been doing nothing, playing video games like endlessly. There hasn't been anything that grounds me, and this grounds me. Being outside like this, it just puts me at ease. And now as I'm walking away, I see what might be a composition. You see, how did I not see this? But you see these steps, they kind of make like a really cool leading line around this bend. So maybe another day. Game plan, I'm going back to 2 videos a week. I think I can do it now that I can get out and explore. We don't have a rental car here, so I don't have wheels, but I think I can do photography in this area by foot for the next little while. So that's what's gonna go on. Hopefully there was a photo in there that was cool. I tried a long exposure in the end. I don't know if that worked. The light didn't catch the church at all. But yeah, it was amazing, and it was just good to be out again. And I will be out again on Wednesday, so I'll see you there. Peace.